Warren Buffett is a legend. He's not just an investor, he's the Oracle of Omaha. His words move markets. Back in 2015, Buffett made a prediction. He said the US dollar would reign supreme for the next 50 years. This wasn't just a hunch, it was a statement backed by decades of experience and a deep understanding of global finance. Buffett's prediction sent ripples through the financial world. Some were skeptical, the world was changing. China was rising. But Buffett, with his characteristic calm, held firm. He believed in the resilience of the US economy and the enduring power of the dollar. Many wondered about his reasoning. Why such unwavering faith in a currency facing challenges from all sides? The answer, as always with Buffett, lay in his long-term vision and his ability to see value where others saw only risk. Buffett's confidence in the dollar stems from a simple belief. The US remains the world's strongest economic power. This belief is not just based on current economic metrics, but also on historical performance and future potential. Its innovative capacity, stable political system, and deep financial markets give it a unique edge. The United States has consistently been at the forefront of technological advancements, from the early days of the Industrial Revolution to the modern era of digital innovation. This underlying strength, Buffett argues, will continue to underpin the dollar's dominance. The dollar's role as a global currency is not just a matter of economic might, but also of trust and reliability. He points to the sheer size and liquidity of the US Treasury market. The US Treasury market is a cornerstone of global finance, providing a safe and reliable investment for both domestic and international investors. It's the deepest and most liquid in the world. This liquidity ensures that investors can buy and sell US Treasury bonds with ease, making them an attractive option during times of market volatility. This makes US Treasury bonds a safe haven asset. In times of economic uncertainty, investors seek out safe havens to protect their capital, and US Treasury bonds have consistently been one of the most sought-after assets. Investors flock to them in times of uncertainty, further bolstering the dollar. This flight to safety reinforces the dollar's position as the world's primary reserve currency. Moreover, the dollar benefits from being the world's reserve currency. This status is not easily attained and is a testament to the strength and stability of the US economy. This means it's held by central banks globally as a primary reserve asset. Central banks around the world hold significant amounts of US dollars in their reserves, ensuring a constant demand for the currency. This widespread use creates a constant demand for dollars, propping up its value. Buffett acknowledges the challenges. He is aware of the potential risks and fluctuations that can affect the dollar's value, but he sees them as temporary blips in the dollar's long and dominant journey. He believes that the fundamental strengths of the US economy will continue to support the dollar's value in the long run. His bet on the greenback is a bet on the enduring strength of the American economy. Buffett's faith in the dollar is a reflection of his broader confidence in the resilience and innovative spirit of the United States. One of the most significant challenges to the dollar's dominance comes from China and its rapidly growing economy. Over the past few decades, China has transformed itself from a largely agrarian society into a global economic powerhouse. This rapid growth has not only increased its influence on the world stage but also brought its currency, the yuan, into the spotlight. The Chinese yuan, also known as the renminbi, has been steadily gaining international recognition. This is partly due to China's strategic efforts to internationalize its currency. By promoting the yuan in global trade and finance, China aims to reduce its reliance on the US dollar and increase its economic sovereignty. Some even predict it will eventually overtake the dollar. Financial analysts and economists have been closely monitoring this trend, debating the potential timeline and implications of such a shift. The idea of the yuan surpassing the dollar is not just a theoretical concept, but a possibility that could reshape global financial markets. Buffett acknowledges China's economic prowess. He has often spoken about the impressive growth and development of the Chinese economy, noting its significant impact on global trade and investment. He recognizes the yuan's potential to become a major global currency. However, he also points out that potential alone is not enough. There are several structural and policy-related challenges that the yuan must overcome to achieve this status. However, he believes the yuan has a long way to go before it can challenge the dollar's supremacy. The journey to becoming a dominant global currency is fraught with obstacles, and the yuan's path is no exception. He points to the lack of full convertibility of the yuan and the Chinese government's tight control over its capital account. Full convertibility means that a currency can be freely exchanged for other currencies without restrictions, a feature that the yuan currently lacks. These factors, he argues, limit the yuan's appeal as a truly global currency. The tight control over capital flows and the lack of transparency in China's financial system make international investors cautious. Additionally, China's financial system lacks the depth and transparency of the US system. The US financial markets are known for their liquidity, regulatory framework, and investor protections, which are crucial for maintaining confidence in the dollar. This makes international investors wary of holding large amounts of yen-denominated assets. The stability and predictability of the US financial system continue to attract global investors, reinforcing the dollar's dominance. While the yuan might be a rising star, Buffett believes the dollar's position as the leading currency remains secure for the foreseeable future. The dollar's established role in global trade, finance, and as a reserve currency provides it with a strong foundation that is not easily displaced. Despite the challenges and the potential of the yuan, the dollar's supremacy is likely to endure for many years to come. Even the most ardent supporters of the dollar acknowledge the risks it faces. The global financial landscape is ever-changing, and the dollar, despite its historical strength, is not immune to these shifts. Financial analysts around the world are constantly evaluating the factors that could impact its value. One of the biggest threats, according to Buffett, is inflation. Inflation, the silent eroder of wealth, can have far-reaching consequences on the economy. When prices rise, the purchasing power of money decreases, affecting everything from consumer goods to investment returns. Excessive money printing by the Federal Reserve, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, has raised concerns about rising prices and a potential devaluation of the dollar. The pandemic led to unprecedented economic challenges, prompting the Federal Reserve to take drastic measures to stabilize the economy. However, these measures have not been without their critics. Buffett has consistently warned against the dangers of inflation. His decades of experience in the financial markets give weight to his concerns. He has seen firsthand how inflation can erode wealth and destabilize economies. He famously compared it to a tax on savings. This analogy highlights the insidious nature of inflation. Just as taxes reduce the amount of money you have, inflation reduces the value of that money, making it harder for people to save and invest for the future. Rising inflation erodes the purchasing power of the dollar. This means that consumers need more dollars to buy the same goods and services, leading to a decrease in their standard of living. For those on fixed incomes, such as retirees, this can be particularly devastating. This makes it less attractive to hold for both domestic and international investors. When the value of the dollar is perceived to be unstable, investors may seek safer havens for their money, such as gold or other currencies. This can lead to a decrease in demand for the dollar, further exacerbating its decline. While acknowledging the risks, Buffett also emphasizes the Federal Reserve's ability to manage inflation over the long term. He believes that with the right policies and actions, the Fed can navigate these challenges and maintain the stability of the dollar. He believes the Fed has the tools and the experience to keep inflation in check and maintain the dollar's value. The Federal Reserve has a range of monetary policy tools at its disposal, from adjusting interest rates to open market operations, all aimed at controlling inflation and ensuring economic stability. However, he stresses the need for fiscal discipline. Without careful management of government spending, even the best efforts of the Federal Reserve could be undermined. Fiscal discipline involves making tough choices about where to allocate resources and ensuring that spending does not outpace revenue. Uncontrolled government spending, he warns, could fuel inflation and undermine the dollar's strength. When the government spends beyond its means, it often resorts to borrowing or printing more money, both of which can lead to higher inflation. Balancing economic stimulus with fiscal prudence is crucial for maintaining confidence in the currency. It is a delicate act, requiring policymakers to support economic growth, while also keeping an eye on long-term stability. The future of the dollar depends on finding this balance and ensuring that both monetary and fiscal policies work in harmony.